Good evening. Welcome back to Indian Polity Classes. Today we'll discuss about Election Commission. So this is one of the very important constitutional authorities, and the basic responsibility is to conduct the elections, the two free, fair and impartial elections. And to begin with, the Central Election Commission, kindly remember whatever I am going to talk to you now, that is exclusively related only to the Central Election Commission. After the 73rd and 74th Amendment, we have added another election commission to the Constitution, that is the State Election Commission. So today we are not going to talk anything regarding the State Election Commission, which will conduct elections for Panchayati Raj and municipalities. But whatever I am talking to you now, that is absolutely related only to the Central Election Commission. So this body will conduct 6 elections, which are very prestigious elections. Number 1 is the President of India. Number 2, the Vice President elections. Number 3 is the Lok Sabha. Number 4, Rajya Sabha. Number 5, State Legislative Assemblies. And the last one is the State Legislative Councils. So these are all the elections are conducted by the Central Election Commission. And I'll open the document to you. I'll share the information with you now. Look at this. India is the biggest democratic country in the world. In democracy, the people elect their representatives. For the sake of conducting the elections in the country, the Election Commission has been created. So this is a constitutional body that is entrusted with the responsibility of conducting free and fair elections in the country. Look at this one. On October 16th, 1989, for the first time, the president has appointed the 2 election commissioners. So what exactly is the meaning of this? Let me talk to you now. In the Election Commission, it is mentioned very clearly in the Constitution that there shall be a chief election commissioner and some other election commissioners. But the number of election commissioners is not mentioned by the Constitution. That's the reason why, starting from the beginning, 1950, up to the year 1989, the Election Commission was a single member body, and it was headed by only one person, and he was called Chief Election Commissioner. There were no other members, and there were no election commissioners. Simple point. There is a chairman and some other members. Instead of using the word chairman, I am using the word Chief Election Commissioner. Instead of using the words members, I am using the word election commissioners. But up to the year 1989, Election Commission was a single member body. For the first time, it was made multi-member body because there was an urgency and there was so much of work all of a sudden that was increased in the Election Commission. And that work was, in the year 1989, Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India. So during the time, 61st Constitutional Amendment was passed. According to that one, the voting age in the general elections has been reduced from 21 to 18. So now it is a responsibility of the Election Commission to enroll all the members who are between 18 and 21 as the voters. Since the workload has been increased very drastically, the President of India has appointed 2 more members, of course on the recommendation of the Prime Minister. And once the elections are over, the work is done. Immediately after that, the 2 other election commissioners were removed. Meaning, single member body became the multi-member body, and multi-member body again it became a single member body. And up to 1993, It continued as a single member body, and in the year 1993, when PV Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister of India, he recommended to the President of India for the appointment of two more members as the election commissioners. And since 1993, even today also, the election commission is a multi-member body. But of course, as of today, if you look at election commission, there is the chief election commissioner, and instead of two election commissioners, there is only one election commissioner. So maybe other one is appointed very soon. So remaining points are as usual, like the chief election commissioner and other election commissioners. Everybody is appointed by the President of India. But when it comes to the removal, the Constitution has given a separate procedure for removing the chief election commissioner. In the previous classes, when I was talking to you regarding the Supreme Court, I explained you the procedure, how a Supreme Court judge will be removed. The same manner is also applicable for removing the chief election commissioner. Kindly see here, tomorrow in the examination, there may be a question. Chief election commissioner is removed by ABCD, they will be giving you, by the president, by the parliament, or by the cabinet, or at the end they will give you in the same manner and procedure like that of a Supreme Court judge. Kindly remember, in the same manner and procedure like that of a Supreme Court judge will be the answer. Kindly remember this. Anyway, I have given you some questions, practice questions in our site, that is the kalyansir.net, and please practice those questions. But when it comes to other two election commissioners, they are removed by the President of India only on the recommendation of the chief election commissioner. So meaning the Constitution has provided a mechanism for removing the election commissioners in a very easy manner. But when it comes to the chief election commissioner, lots of autonomy has been provided, security has been provided, and removal is almost impossible. And so far, no chief election commissioner has been removed. So I'll open the document, I'll show it to you, and we'll look into the points now. Look at this. Note, the two election commissioners were appointed to cope with the increased work of the election commission on the account of lowering the voting age from 21 to 18. And kindly remember, they may ask you in the examination, I'm highlighting this particular area, through which amendment the voting age was reduced from 21 to 18. Answer is the 61st amendment. Look at this. Up to the time, since 1950, the election commission was a single member body. Again, in January 1990, the two positions were abolished and the election commission was reverted to the earlier position. That's what I was telling you. Again, in October 1993, the President of India, Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma, appointed two more election commissioners. Since then, election commission is a multi-member body. And you must be knowing this very recently, that is on April 19th, 2015, not even 1 month, this gentleman, Nazim Ahmed Zaidi, he has been appointed as the Chief Election Commissioner. Look at this. The Election Commission will conduct the elections for the President, the Vice President, the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, State Legislative Assemblies, and the Legislative Councils. And if you look at this Article 324, just a moment, I will highlight this one. Look at the screen, please. It provides the power of superintendents, direction and control of elections to the Parliament, state legislatures, the office of the President of India and the Vice President. So under this particular article, the Election Commission is empowered to conduct the elections for all the offices. Okay. And just remember, this may also be a possible question in the examination. Kindly remember this one. The panchayats and municipalities elections are conducted by the respective state election commission. And when I come to this Panchayati Raj, I will talk to you in a detailed manner regarding the functioning of the state election commission. But otherwise, if you look at the composition, there is a chief election commissioner. There are some other members who are called election commissioners. Look at this note I have given here. You have to remember all the points. You have to follow me very carefully. The number of members in the election commission is not fixed by the constitution. The president may fix the number from time to time. That all depends on the interest of the president of India. And I told you already, since India is a parliamentary form of democracy, everything will be decided by the president of India. Sorry, everything is decided by the Prime Minister of India, and on the advice that is given by the Prime Minister, the president will appoint them. So when it comes to the appointment, look at this. Everybody, the chief election commissioner and other election commissioners are appointed by the President of India. Qualifications. No qualifications are prescribed in the constitution. Very, 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 very important. Look at this. The term. Kindly remember this one. The term of the members of the election commission is not mentioned in the constitution. But the parliament is permitted to decide about the retirement age of the chief election commissioner and other election commissioners. And the parliament has decided that the members will retire once they attain the age of 65. Hence, whatever the people who know very recently, so they got like B.S. Sampath very recently, so they got retired once they attain the age of 65. But what they will do after the retirement? The constitution has not debarred the retiring election commissioners from any further appointment by the government. If the government wants to use their services, they can be used. But what is the chairman here? Kindly remember here. So when I am using the word chairman, I am referring to somebody called chief election commissioner. And with respect to the chief election commissioner, he is called the chairman. The concept of a chairman and members will come into the picture only when it is a multi-member body. If there is only one person, every decision will be taken by the single person. But in this case, when a group of members are present, like 3 members, or in future we don't know, the number may be increased. So during that time, the chief election commissioner is acting as the chairman and other election commissioners will be acting as the members. Again, I'm opening the document. Have a look at this. What about the salary? Salary, as usual, like any other authority, it is decided by the parliament by an act, meaning introduce the bill, pass the bill, and they decide the salary. But the service conditions of the chief election commissioner and other commissioners cannot be varied to his or their disadvantage after their appointment. You know what is the meaning of this. And whenever they want to get retired, whenever they want to resign, they can submit the resignation letter to the President of India. When it comes to the removal, the chief election commissioner is removed in the same manner like that of a Supreme Court judge. Simple. With respect to the removal of the other election commissioners, I told you already, again I'm repeating, the other election commissioners are removed by the president only on the recommendation of the chief election commissioner, but the advice of the CEC is not binding on the president. Look at this. What happens in case of difference of opinion in the election commission? Simple. That is the reason why the number is always kept odd number. Whenever there is a difference of opinion, it will be decided by majority. But what are the functions? Functions of the election commission. Look at this. See here, if you look at this election commission, you might have voted in so many elections. Maybe last year, Lok Sabha elections were conducted, and in so many states, maybe in your state also, the state legislative assembly elections were conducted. And whatever you have done with respect to the elections, everything will be decided by the election commission. What is that? We'll see. It is really a powerful body, especially once the election schedule has been announced. It is the responsibility of both the central government and state government to completely cooperate with the election commission. That's the reason why, especially during the time of the elections, it will become all the more powerful body. Maybe the central government, maybe the state government, every authority should listen to the directions that are given by the election commissions. And election commission has every right to cancel the candidature of any candidate who is contesting the elections. Let me open the document. The election commission determines the territorial areas of the electoral constituencies throughout the country on the basis of the Delimitation Commission Act of the Parliament. What is this Delimitation Commission Act? I'll tell you later. I'll have a separate discussion with you regarding the Delimitation Commission Act. But otherwise, it will determine the territorial areas. That is nothing but the constituencies of both Lok Sabha and also the state legislative assemblies. The election commission prepares and revises the electoral rolls. Kindly remember, so many times you also might have the personal experience. Election commission will give the notifications in the newspapers. It will ask the people to come and get registered as the voters. It will notify the dates and schedules elections. When the elections must be conducted, what is the schedule, whether it will be from morning 7 to evening 5 or morning 8 to evening 5, or in the remote areas from 12 o'clock in the afternoon to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything will be decided by the election commission. And every person who is contesting in the election must submit the nomination form to the election commission, and these nomination papers are scrutinized by the election commission. If there is any error, it has every right to reject the nomination papers. It will also recognize the political parties, and every political party, you can recollect any political party from your state, maybe the national party, maybe the regional party. Every party must get registered with the election commission. Without getting registered with the election commission, it cannot contest in the elections. And if any party wants to contest in the elections without getting registered with the election commission, that party will be recognized as all the candidates of that party are recognized as the independent candidates. Because they are independent candidates, different symbols will be given to the different candidates. That's the reason why the political parties, they will register with the election commission, so to get the common symbol for all the candidates. So this is a must. And just recollect, nowadays in every state, so many new political parties are coming into the picture, and every political party, whether they are contesting in the elections or not, they are getting registered with the election commission. Look at this next one. The election commission allots the symbols. You must be knowing very clearly. Symbol is a basic mechanism. This is called the election symbol. Each political party will be given the symbol, and every independent candidate who is contesting the elections is given a symbol. Because in countries like India, most of the people are illiterate because they are not educated. they may not be in a position to read the names of the candidates, but it becomes easy for them to recognize the symbols. That's the reason why every political party and also the independent members, everybody will be given the election symbols by the election commission. But kindly remember, if a party is a national party, that will have a unique election symbol. You can look at any national party like Congress Party or Bharatiya Janata Party or CPI or CPM. So those symbols will not be allocated to any political party. But if a political party is a regional party, that symbol may be given to some other political parties in some other state, but not in the same state. For example, look at this. In Uttar Pradesh, Samajwadi Party is there, headed by Mulayam Singh Yadav, and they have cycle symbols. And similarly, the same cycle symbol has been allocated to Telugu Desam Party in Andhra Pradesh and also in Telangana. In Jammu and Kashmir, there is a party called Jammu and Kashmir Panthers Party. Even that J&K Panthers Party also has been given cycle symbols. Because these are the regional political parties, because they are located in different states, they can be given the same symbol, provided they should be some other states. Everything will be decided by the election commission. Look at this. It will determine the code of conduct to be observed by the parties and the candidates at the times of the elections. See, nowadays, if you look at the election, this political party campaigning, a candidate must start the election campaign only after 7 o'clock in the morning, and that should be concluded by 10 o'clock in the evening. So these are the directions that are given by the election commission. Otherwise, if they are permitted to go for the campaigning 24 hours, so they will disturb the lives of the people. That's the reason why the election commission has put in some norms, and every political party must follow that. Look at this next one. The election commission cancels the polls in the event of rigging, booth capturing, violence, or other irregularities. In any case, election commission has the authority to cancel the polls. The election commission also advises the president in the matters relating to the disqualifications of the members of the parliament. Kindly remember, very, very important. Let me come out to the screen. There are so many members in the Lok Sabha, so many members in the Rajya Sabha. The Constitution has given the power to the President of India under Article 103 that a member of the Parliament can be disqualified, but on the advice of the Election Commission. So many cases are there, and the President is empowered to disqualify them, but the advice should be coming from the Election Commission. In the similar manner, if you look at the state legislative assemblies and the state legislative councils, the members can be disqualified. They are called MLAs and MLCs. They can be disqualified by the governors. Why they will be disqualified? Already I told you when I spoke to you regarding the parliament and also the state legislatures. Kindly go back to those videos and watch them. So members of the parliament are disqualified by the President of India. Members of the state legislature are disqualified by the governor of the concerned state, but only on the recommendation that is given by the election commission. I'll open the document again. I'll show it to you. Look at this. It will also advise the governor of a state in the matters relating to the disqualification, of the members of the state legislature. The Election Commission supervises the machinery of the election to ensure free, fair, and impartial elections. This is the most important function of the Election Commission. Look at this. The Election Commission advises the President whether the elections can be held in a state under the President's rule in order to extend the period of emergency after 1 year. What exactly is this? I explained you. So during our discussion on emergencies, kindly go through that video once again. And the last one, Election Commission recognizes the political parties as the national party or the regional party. Fine. So kindly go through this one. The notes is available on other site, kalyansir.net. So please read this one. And that's all for the day. And tomorrow I'll meet you with other topic in Indian polity. So once Indian polity is over, so we'll pick up some other subject and we'll go ahead. So thank you so much for being with me. I wish you all the very best. Good luck and good night. Thank you so much.